Good morning, and I will certainly take questions after this opening statement. But I wanted to start by reiterating what I said Wednesday. I've been in constant contact with our team, particularly Director Rollins, since the moment this happened Monday night. As you could tell Wednesday, the notion that cameras were turned off before the shooting is disturbing to me. I'll say it again. It's unacceptable, it's inexcusable, and it will not be tolerated, period. I've charged our team with the city with the administrative investigation, which is already well underway. I completely back Director Rollins' decision to refer this shooting to the TBI, and we've pledged our full cooperation as they conduct the investigation. We will get to the bottom of this. I'm directing our entire City Hall staff and all our resources to get the answers to the questions that we all have. I'll take any questions.
Mayor, tell me a little bit about your conversations. Well, first off, Mayor, have you and Director Rollins, has this shaken your support of Director Rollins in any way, this event?
No, absolutely not. I have full faith in Director Rollins and his entire leadership team.
Because I've heard the people who are on the Civilian Law Enforcement Review Board, there have been other times when cameras have been shut off. Are you aware of that?
There are times, Director Rollins and his team have disciplined people for not turning on their body cameras at the right times.
Does that mean there's a lack of leadership there as far as, because your rules and your setup's pretty clear when it comes down to shutting cameras on and off?
Absolutely. There are rules, and the officers need to abide by those rules. Director Rollins and his staff have trained them and instructed them, and there have been roughly 40 or so incidents where officers have had to be disciplined for that.
You say they were trained, but do you at all think there might be a lack of training then?
No, I think it's the lack of following the policies that are known, and that's unacceptable.
So what's being done right now to make sure this doesn't happen again in the future? I mean, what's the conversation what are these officers hearing right now? What's being said within the city and MPD?
Well, with regard to all our policies that need to be followed, I think we as an entire community said we want to lead the way and have these body cams. And don't forget the cameras in the cars, too. We have thousands of cameras out there in the cars or on our police officers, and we need to use them correctly. And that's the message that's being sent out.
Is the investigation that you just talked about, is that the police investigation, or is it an investigation that's independent of the police investigation?
The police department is leading the investigation on violations of policies, basically the camera issue. The TBI is leading the investigation on the shooting.
Okay. Are we going to see the names of the officers involved in this released anytime soon?
That's 100% in the control of the TBI.
Have you got any plans, and how do you propose to keep a lid on a city that's pretty upset right now, as you're seeing?
Well, I think most Memphians understand what's going on, and what I'd ask them is to trust in this full, honest investigation that's going to go on, both at MPD and the TBI.
You know, the shaken trust among some groups with the MPD concerning the federal court hearing on the surveillance and now this. Do you feel it's at a point that needs to be addressed?
Well, I think we address it every single day. When we have 2,000 officers out there in the streets interacting with the public every single day, I think most of Memphis has the full trust in our police department. I do too. We will not, while we all admire public safety employees, we know that there are laws and policies that we all must follow as public servants, and none of us are above the law. And when those occasions happen, where there's a potential violation, we need to investigate it and root it out. And but we have to have that investigation on the front.
You talked about 40 policy violations. Was that on body cameras, or were you talking in general?
It's body cameras and or the in-car video.
Do you think handing over the investigation to TBI was the right course of action?
Absolutely, 100%. I thought it was. Even though the MOU that was entered into with the TBI predates me, and it limits it to officer-involved shootings that result in death, I think when they first started to make the investigation and realized there was a violation of the policy with regard to cameras, I think at that point the right call was made to turn it over to the TBI.
Well, now that city leaders want TBI to investigate all officer-involved shootings, whether they end fatally or not, are you on board with that?
I'm totally open to that, but I think we also have to invite the TBI into that conversation. And Director Rollins is going to discuss this matter with the TBI to make sure that they have the resources to be able to do that.
Considering the side of the community, I'm sorry.
You're fine. In the past, what sort of disciplinary action has there been for officers who inappropriately turned off the cameras?
I do not know that at this point, but we can get that answer to you.
In light of the feeling, the temperature of some people in the city, are you concerned about Confederate 901 coming to town this weekend?
I think all of us at City Hall were concerned the last time they were in town, but I do have full faith that the police department has a plan set forth to maintain public safety.
The mother of this young man who was shot says she hasn't heard from you or the director. She's upset. She's angry by that. Why haven't you reached out? Do you plan to reach out?
I certainly would be open to a discussion with her. What I would tell her is, obviously, I hope her son gets better. I've been praying for all those involved in this incident. And we will have an honest and thorough investigation of this matter.
Why haven't you picked up the phone and just given her a call?
There's no particular reason.
Any threats to you?
Not that I know of.
So going forward, is this a matter of reevaluating policies? I mean, if there's been 40 cases of officers doing this, even though saying we need to enforce policy better, I mean, what does that really mean? Like, specifically what's being done so this doesn't happen again?
That means that the police department, they don't change the policy. They double down on the fact that officers need to follow the policies that are written. There's a purpose for those cameras on the body and in the cars. The purpose is to be more transparent and document what actually happens. We know the cameras aren't 100% accurate even when they're on, because they might not catch everything that happens, but they are certainly better than not having the cameras.
Do you think this is an issue of needing more training, or what's your thoughts on that?
They're trained on it, but maybe that is it. Maybe we. I think it's just a point where you have to really go over this over and over and over. Police officers are required to do a lot, and they're constantly under stress and make hundreds of calls and interactions with the public, but they can't remember their basic training, which is to turn those cameras on when you're interacting with the public.
We've been told that some of
is the question here that they turned them off, or is the question that they did not turn them on?
I think it may be both of those. I think, and that's where the investigation will really detail it. I think the cameras on the body and in the cars were on at some times, but not on others.
A lot of people are saying that due to the officer shortage, younger authorities are being hired. There's a lack of training, a lack of, maturity. What do you have to say to that?
That's not true. I mean, you always have rookie police officers. You always have officers who have 1 year experience or 2 years of experience. That always happens.
Were these rookies?
No. As far as I know, they were not seasoned, but they were relatively new, as far as I know, at least one of them.
So what is relatively new
I don't want to get any description of the officers to interfere with the TBI investigation. All that is in the TBI's hands now.
The director says that there was some body cam video taken that night. Are you in favor of having them release that body cam video quickly before the investigation's over?
Again, when you're dealing with, when you put it in the hands of TBI, which we all universally agree should happen, you need to follow their procedures. And until, I'm not going to take a position contrary to the TBI until we talk to the TBI. So let's talk to them before, they may have reasons why you don't do that.
You think it's a good idea?
Again, I'd have to talk to TBI first.
You've been big on transparency from the beginning, so are you pleased with the amount of information we've received about what happened that night? Because there's still a lot of unanswered questions. So do you think the public deserves to know a little bit more right now?
Again, the public demands that the TBI take over the process. Let the TBI process go forward. Those questions are for the TBI.
If these officers did not follow proper procedures, do you think as mayor they should be fired?
By law, by contract with the police association, and this is true with all represented city employees, there is a due process hearing that has to occur first. There's an investigation and then a hearing. We're going to abide by that process. And it would be wrong for me to prejudge the investigation or the hearing at this point.
At what point in the week were you notified about the cameras being turned off?
I don't remember. I was notified of the shooting almost immediately, and I cannot remember exactly how long after that about the cameras.
I think it was the right course of action for MPD President Michael Williams to reveal that one of his family members was involved and for him to now remove himself from the investigation.
I don't know, because I don't know what his part in the investigation is. As far as I know, he has no official role. But I'm not going to criticize or agree with it because I don't know what his role is.
So why come out and say something if he doesn't have a direct involvement in the investigation?
You'd have to ask him.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.